Hello and welcome to the second topic inside the lesson regarding course creation and courses inside your white label of Decyphor. We're going to go and head into the lesson manager, the lesson creation, and where we find that is again back into our apps, your apps, sandbox app, or in your case, you may have the option inside of your more screen with a super admin button there. That's where you would find it. But I've decided to go ahead and put mine all in a sandbox so I can manage all the templates I have at my fingertips from one place. So here I go, right back into my super admin. I'm going to go ahead and open up Decyphor template, and we're just, from now on, guys, since the closer we get to the actual in-depth development and customization and networking, that is we're going to jump right into what we're talking about. We're starting to get to the tail end of having to go deep within the different features, and we're going to start looking at how to make all of these work independent of each other and do custom integrations, custom workflows, custom user experiences so that you can create your own, again, like we reviewed before, algorithms. We're going to create custom experiences for our users that they're not going to find on any other app because it's our app, it's our design, and we can do whatever we want. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and I'm going to go back to courses, and underneath that I see lessons. Okay, so here's our lessons manager. This should pull open the page where we can add new lessons. There is a little toggle here. You see that little settings toggle? I'm going to go ahead and click that settings toggle. And what this does is it gives us the ability to come through here and select what we want to turn on and turn off. And you see these little buttons that I'm turning on here, these green buttons. These are going to give us the ability to fully manage this lessons page. I'm going to save that. I'm going to update that. And then down here, I'm going to undo the hiding of the quick add. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and update that again. Now it should be done. Let's go back to, because we need to refresh the screen, back into lessons, and there's our quick add button. And now we can see that we have the inline editor, and we have the ability to export, and we can reset, and we can filter. So that's a quick introduction into something that we'll dive deeper into in the customizations and networking and those basically in-depth lessons about how to fully customize your app experience. But now, since I have that quick add button available, I can go ahead and add new lessons. So I'm going to go ahead and click quick add, and there's a new lesson. And from there, I can click the quick edit button, and now I can change the title. So with app design, maybe we should have our first lesson be user interface. Okay? So user interface, I'm going to make admin the author, and I'm going to click update. There's a little lesson here that I have just as an example lesson. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to click the trash button. It will refresh the screen for me automatically, and you can see it was sent to the trash. I'm going to come back here and then go back into lessons, and we should see the quick add. Oh, the quick add didn't save. So we'll just add it again here. So there's the quick add. And we're going to go straight into it this time instead of editing it on the front end. And that way we can publish it. See that publish button there? So I'm going to go ahead and make this again, user interface, publish, exit out. So now that lesson's published. So that lesson then needs to be assigned to a course. So we click the settings icon, and then we're ushered into the in-depth settings, and we can look at all of our associated content, our tags, and everything else that's available. Okay? Now, we can do one of two things. We can come in here and say lesson categories. Well, we don't have any necessarily that fit this, so we could create another one, and let's make this UI, user interface. Okay? Add the category, we're done. We could do a tag here, and we could do UI for the tag. And tags we can use later. We'll get into that in more depth. And then we can add a featured image for this individual lesson if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that right at this moment. But other than that, we have status and visibility. It's already public. We're going to go ahead and change that author again to admin. And then we're going to look at any associated content. It does not have an associated course. Now, how do we add an associated course for this lesson? Well, let's go and find a way. So if we go back and back again and go into our courses, and go to published, well, it's not going to want to show it to me because I made the editor, or the admin. So in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log out of my current account and log into admin. And I'm going to switch back the author of the course to our Carlock, which is my other user profile that I'm using for this in particular lesson here. So if I go to courses, it will list the courses. Okay, this is a good place for us to review real quick. If you experience this switching between accounts and you go from a super admin to an administrator or a super admin to a subscriber when you're working inside the app, if the content is hidden, it's because we have a setting where if you create a course and you create that content for yourself and you're a subscriber, well, it's hidden from the rest of the users. So now that I've exited out and gone back in, but I didn't do a hard reset on the app, it's not going to let me back in to see my own content as admin. So all I have to do is kill my app and reopen it. So now that I've reopened it, it should show us that content inside courses. And there they are, okay? So what that does is it basically clears the cache on the app. We'll talk more about cache later, but it clears the memory, the temporary memory, and then it reassigns it and lets the user log in as super admin, which is what I'm in right now. So I'm going to do a quick edit on app design, as we can see here. I'm going to make the author our Carlock again, okay? And that'll make my other account the author, and this is good for us to look at because when you're creating courses, you can create courses for your clients and charge it as a fee and then assign it to their user account, or they can come in and do the same and assign it to employees, etc., as the authors if they want. And this is just one of those features that it's good to review so that you know how to do it in the future. So now that I've got that assigned, what I'm going to do is go back into the app design here and make sure that it's saved. Yep, author or Carlock. I'm going to click the update button one more time. And now I can go here to the settings and I can go down to log out. And then I'm going to kill the app, reopen it, our Carlock, and then the password. And now I should log in and I should see that course available for me to edit it. So I'm going to select Sandbox app. I'm going to go right back into Super Admin and Decyphor, and I'm going to go down to courses. And there's the course. So now it shows that admin is currently editing, but if I go into the app, it'll then switch it to myself. So if you see that, don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and take over. Click Take Over. And so now I'm the one editing app design, which is the course. So how do we assign a lesson? In the upper right-hand corner, we have that settings icon. And so from here, we can see that the associated content now shows just lesson. See that right there? Well, we had already deleted that on the back end. So one thing that we can do here is we can say, okay, well, with this, we want to create something a little bit better. We want to add the lesson to it through the builder. So if we go back, exit out of here, and go back into courses and refresh it, now it's been refreshed for us. Here's the button that I want to direct your attention to, because what we've done is we've taken the process of creating lessons and topics inside of a course, and we've localized it so you don't have to go back and forth between menus. I wanted to show you the other place where you could create lessons in a quick fashion and then later assign them, because that is an important feature. But what we've got here is we've got a drag and drop editor where we can go ahead and create and move and expand, and we can change the content inside the course in real time manually. I'm going to remove this lesson. Upper right hand corner, there's the settings icon. And so now we can see our lessons that we can add into the builder. Okay? So from here, I could choose user interface, and I can click the button that says add. I clicked add. So now user interface is added, and that should show up right inside the course inside the builder. So now not only can we build from within the user, the individual super admin pages, such as lessons or topics individually with quick add, we can also open up the builder for the actual course itself, and we can continue to build this course out inside of the app. So if we have more lessons that are topics that we want to create inside this lesson, now we have the ability to do both. Okay? So from inside of this lesson, this little drop-down menu there that flips over, you can see that I click that and it opens up the ability for me to go in and create more topics. We'll do that in the next video and get a little bit more in depth to it, but let's create another lesson here. So we just click the new lesson button. Let's create a title. Scroll down so we can see it. This title will be, we got user interface. Let's do user experience. So that'll be the second one. Add lesson. There's user experience. You can pinch to zoom out. So we've got user interface, user experience. Probably need a third one here that says in app design, let's do navigation rules, or we could say we just do navigation. Okay. Now this is what I wanted to bring to your attention here is let's think about it from a course's perspective. If we're going to do user experience and user interface, then one thing that we have to realize is, okay, well, maybe navigation wouldn't be a lesson in and of itself. It would more likely be a topic. So what I can do here is I can click the edit button, and it will take me to a new screen, or better yet, I can click this little pencil icon, and that will open up the ability for me to change the lesson title. So now I have user interface, user experience. Maybe I can do colors, color and graphics. Click the save button. So now we've got user interface and user experience and color and graphics. Well, hold on a second. If we're going to do color and graphics, that'd probably be inside user interface, right? Maybe even user experience. Maybe they'd both be their own individual topics, colors and graphics, right? So I'm doing this just to give you the idea of how to go through the process of elimination in your head while you're creating your course experience. And what I'm going to do with this app design course is make it very simple. Probably put very short and to the point videos, but I don't want it to be a super long course. I want it to be one that you can speed through in just an hour or two and you're done. So in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove color and graphics, and I'm just going to keep user interface and user experience, and that's going to be the guts of my course. And maybe I could do one more lesson. So I'm going to add a new lesson here, and I'm going to do something called advanced. Let's do advanced design. So we've got user interface, user experience, and advanced design. So now the thought process behind this is, okay, user interface is going to cover different topics than user experience, which is going to cover different topics than advanced design, but maybe advanced design just does a deeper dive into individual topics that cover both user interface and user experience. because some people might want to go through and just do the basics to get a quick overview / idea of how to build their app out. And so that might take an hour, and then the advanced design might be a 5-hour course where it dives really deep into the psychology behind the colors and things like that will help people understand the process of building and integrating with an app and what that user experience and user interface, what works and what doesn't. We know for sure that there are some things that are standards in app development, and so that is what we're going to put into user interface and user experience. But there are things that we have gotten in feedback over the last 9 to 12 months building out this app in and of itself that we're going to cover in depth to help you not make the same mistakes we've made. So that is an introduction into building a lesson and where to put lessons inside of your course. Again, I'll show you one more time here. On the courses page, there's a button at the bottom, a little link that says Builder. That is where you're most likely going to spend the majority of your time creating your courses inside the Builder, but you do have the option to go in and create individual lessons and topics as you're thinking them out in a little bit more of an overview structural manner where it's just lessons. So from here, I could say, okay, well, if I'm just creating lessons, then I can quick add, and then change the names of them and then publish them from here. And then later on, when I want to go in and design my course, I can go in and drag and drop them wherever I want them to be. Okay? So that's the quick overview of building lessons. We're going to go on to the next topic and look at topics in and of themselves. We'll see you there. On to the next topic.